Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, we're going to be doing what will it be like to be with them. So this can range from pretty much anyone. If you're looking for just a friendship with someone, if you're looking for something romantic with someone, this is going to be what will it be like to be with them? What will the relationship dynamics be between both of you in that kind of relationship that we're kind of thinking about? And we're gonna see what goes from there. So this is kind of like if you're trying to decide, to be with someone or something like that. This is gonna give you that kind of hypothetical situation of what it's gonna be like. So with that said, we're gonna get into the piles, the group selection. We have pile number 1 with Sunset Sodalite. Pile number 2 with Septarian. Pile number 3 with Bumblebee, Jasper. Pile number 4 with Sunstone. The back of it's it's like partly polished, partly rough, but that's the Sunstone. And then we also have our last group is the Ruby Fuchsite for group 5. So take all the time you need to pick your crystal. You can pause the video here if you need to. With that said, we're going to get on with the reading, starting with group number 1, the Sunset Sodalite. Hey, group 1, this is if you picked the Sunset Sodalite stone. So let's get into your reading. The cards are all pre-drawn for this reading. And I'm doing the pick a cards where I draw per pile. So there won't be any repeating cards for at least the group of cards per pile. So whatever you get in this pile won't be in another group. Basically, the cards won't be repeating in different groups. All right, so let's get into what your cards are. I also will be taking reversals today. So we have Spider Spirit, Make Your Dreams Real. And we have Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between. And then for your tarot cards, we have the Hermit, Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, and 2 of Wands. And for your Love Story Oracle cards, we have Hope, and we have Mystery. And then also for your Whispers of Love cards, we have Love is All Around You. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Okay, I think I got all the pieces to this so far. So let's get into the reading. So for this relationship, it's kind of interesting because at first glance, it's kind of like with the Hermit here and the 2 of Wands here, both are cards about, like the Hermit is a card about isolation, soul searching, being within, but also with the Hermit, it's all about that guiding light, right? The light that kind of guides you to the next step on your journey. And then with the 2 of Wands here, this is another person who's inside this room, inside this building, and they have big plans for the future. They have big plans for their life. They want a lot to happen for themselves. One of the things I'm noticing with Make Your Dreams Real and the Hermit card, both tied in together with Spider Spirit and Make Your Dreams Real, there's an element where you have been focusing on a lot of these like projects or plans and you've been keeping them to yourself lately. You haven't really been sharing them with too many people, but it's almost like you see in this other person an opportunity to kind of like expand that part of yourself or bring those things into light. And if you haven't, if you're just looking at this person from say a romantic perspective or a perspective of curiosity, where we see with the Ace of Pentacles here, this would be a great business relationship. I'm not saying it can't be romantic, but I'm definitely saying that there is a lot of compatibility in business, especially because this is the type of relationship where you have kind of somewhat of 2 introverts bringing each other out of their shell and then becoming kind of extroverts together. So it's a very like activating relationship. We see with the Hope here, you have a lot of expectations for this connection. There's almost like you expect, with the Hope card, it's like you believe that this could be a really powerful thing. Like that's kind of your position on this stance or where you're at right now. We see also with the Spider Spirit with the purple in this card that you're very influenced by your crown chakra. We see that again with the hope card. There is this element that you're being guided by a higher force to communicate with this person. So if you feel yourself inexplicably drawn to them, if there's a reason for that. So if it's not so much a conscious attraction that's affecting you, if you pick the right pile, basically is what I'm trying to say. If there is an element of kind of like desire that's almost unexplainable for this person, that it's kind of like, I don't know why I'm drawn to them, but I just am drawn to them. Or you find yourself kind of always in the same place as this person, or you feel like there is divine guidance kind of pushing you two together. If it feels like that, there is a reason for that. And it's because the universe is trying to basically, with Make Your Dreams Real, this relationship is, what it would be like if you decide to go for this relationship is it would help bring out the best in both of you, basically. Even though both of you are kind of more introverted personalities, it would help bring out the best in both of you. With Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. I definitely see this person, and with Flamingo, this person could dress kind of unusually or have kind of like an unusual style. But besides that, with Embrace the In-Between, this person is also has one foot in like the fantasy world and one foot in reality. With Embrace the In-Between, it's all about kind of like, where are you going and how are you going to get there and what are the steps you need to take to get there. So they have kind of like the intuitive mindset as far as the goal is concerned, kind of having the vision or the goal, very similar to you over here with Make Your Dreams Real. And Embrace the In-Between is just talking about like the real steps you have to take to achieve that dream. We have that very similar here with Spider Spirit, where it says make your dreams real, but this over here is more of like a motive. It's more of kind of like you thinking you want to make this happen, or you on the back of your mind you want to make it happen, but you're not sure the steps to get there. Embracing the in-between is all about the steps. It's all about the moments before you get there, the in-between time before the start of the project and the end of the project. We also see on their side of things, we see a lot of like pinkish orange and pink colors. I'm definitely noticing the orange more than the pink, and I'm definitely seeing that as like the sacral chakra. This person could be very emotionally creative. So what do I mean by that? This person could create works of art or just things in their life, different kinds of creations that are affected by their emotional state. So, for example, they might make something one day and not really realize that the reason they made that was because it stems from kind of the emotional state that they were in that day. Another thing I'm seeing too with this mystery card, this person views you as very mysterious. This person does not know what to make of you, at least right off the bat, kind of like how you're kind of interacting right off the bat. They kind of don't know what to make of you. You seem kind of mysterious to them. It's as if you're not revealing yourself fully to them. It seems if you pick this pile, it's almost like there's an element where you're kind of keeping hidden, like you're kind of keeping in the dark on things with this person. You're not really revealing too much of your true self to them, or not showing too much of your true self. We see that again here with the Hermit card, with this sense of isolation, where you're kind of coming at it from a place of like, you've been doing a lot of soul searching, and it's almost like I feel like you're not ready to reveal yourself so outwardly to this person, because they seem a little extravagant on the outside with Flamingo Spirit. They seem a little, how do I put this, flamboyant, even though they're not, they're very quite introverted. They just kind of dress flamboyantly. You know, they don't really have more of like, we see that here with the Two of Wands, them being introverts. They don't really take the initiative to step out to achieve their goals. And it's almost like you don't as well. But it looks like when you guys are combining with the relationship together as like a unit, it creates like a really good business opportunity for both of you. It's like you guys work very, very well together. You both could be artists to varying degrees and have like beautiful, wonderful collaborations. Like your art style might match their art style perfectly, or maybe the way you dress matches the way they dress perfectly, or just something fits. Something's very cohesive and fits together. Especially with the Ace of Pentacles, this is really indicating like business prospects. This is also indicating a solid friendship, but this is also indicating like solid business prospects. So basically, if you guys get together, you might make a lot of money together. You might manifest a lot of money with your partner. Your partner either might help you save more money, or motivate you to get inspired by getting into activities that would create more wealth and abundance in your life. With Six of Wands, we see that this is paired with Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of accomplishment here. There's a lot of sense of like really getting into certain activities and having them be very, very successful. This person is a little more reluctant to be in the relationship than you are. I definitely see that right off the bat. It's almost like you're watching this person from afar, and it's with the Hermit card with the light involved as well. It's almost like you see some of this already. You kind of see what this person could bring you or what you could accomplish with this person. And this reading is mainly just to kind of confirm that, because I definitely see that you already have this instinct or this like knowledge about this person already. But this person with this Two of Wands, I don't know if you've noticed this, but this person is turned away from the rest of the cards. They're looking away back towards themselves, and the flamingo spirit is also looking away. So it might be difficult to try to kind of like initiate like a situation with this person, or try to, I definitely see this as this type of relationship might be a struggle to start, but once it's on its feet, once it's on its legs and you're kind of like in each other's lives, it's kind of like unstoppable, if that makes sense. Because they are definitely looking away. And when they do look at you, they just see you as kind of mysterious, like they don't know what to make of you. And I'm definitely seeing, also with the eyes here, the eyes kind of have a pinkish hint to them or an orangish hint to them, similar to all these cards right here. So they're kind of looking from their perspective, their emotional perspective towards you, and that's probably why they can't see you clearly. If they were looking at you with more of a logical lens or more of an objective lens, like what could this person provide me on a realistic scale, they would be able to see you a little bit more clearly or be able to bridge the gap with you on that. With Embrace the In-Between, it's almost like this person is kind of in between a lot of different realms all at the same time. So this person could also be the type of person that's kind of like got one foot in one project, one foot in another project. They could have different projects all over the place, and they know how to reach the success to make all those projects a reality. This person could be a very good troubleshooter, and I'm definitely sensing that with the Ace of Pentacles, which is giving this overall kind of like reading a more business tint to it. That this person is more kind of like I don't know if like they basically could be like a career coach or someone who kind of helps people along the different steps of their journey and to achieve different goals. They definitely have that kind of like motivating type of context or advisory type role that they play. Let's get into this card because we haven't really looked at this card yet. We have love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. I definitely see with this Six of Wands combined with this card, whatever project you guys would be working on or creating, it creates a lot of love all around you. It creates a lot of love in your environment and the people around you. So whatever works, I'm definitely sensing artists with this pile, that you guys might be artists or that you might have some kind of creative activity. If you're not artists, this could just be like if you're in a business or something, trying to get a business project off the ground and you want to like pitch it to your coworkers, but you're not exactly sure how. This person might be able to help you with that. But basically this project, whatever it is that you guys are working on, I'm definitely sensing if you were in a relationship with this person, there's this sense of a project or a teamwork or a cohesion. It creates this success, first of all, for you guys, and it creates a lot of love in your environment. People look at this project or this creation that you both create, with a sense of like wonderment, and it inspires them to be more loving in your life. Like I said, I'm not ruling out romance with this pile. I'm just saying that this pile would be really good as a business connection. But if this pile is romantic, for those of you that is romantic, you're going to be that kind of couple that gets really popular with people. So for example, you might be able to achieve a lot of money in your life as a couple. And as with the Six of Wands, you might as a couple be very, very popular amongst other people and inspire other people to be more loving around you. So it's quite interesting because, first of all, your relationship inspires people to kind of look at you in a more favorable light. Something about the chemistry between both of you really attracts admirers to your relationship like flies. So if you're expecting, it's interesting because I'm definitely seeing that both of you are kind of introverts in a sense, but together, your chemistry together creates kind of like this kind of like extroverted unit where it like attracts people to you. It gets you a lot of attention. So if you're not looking for that much attention in your life, or you're not ready for that kind of attention yet, this might not be the relationship to try to get into or to pursue. But basically what it would be like with this person is you'd be very popular. You'd be very socially active, I guess is the best way to put it. And if you're not working on a project, just the relationship, say the relationship is the project, it would attract a lot of loving energies from around you and a lot of popularity from the people around you. Let me see if I can see anything else. Yeah, just by the fact that these two cards are both turning away, there's a strong indication that this person is either right now not currently paying attention to you, or if they do notice you, or when they do notice you, they just see you as somewhat mysterious. I see this as not... Sometimes mystery can be a good thing. It can lure someone in, but this mystery is actually pushing them away because they don't know who you are. This is the type of person who needs to know who a person is in order to engage with them. They're not the type to like chase. They're not the type to like go and chase someone because they don't know anything about them. They're kind of perplexed by how they don't understand them. If they don't understand someone, they're basically not focused on them. They probably have a lot of friends in their life or people in their life, this flamingo spirit person, where those people are very open with them. They know a lot about them because those people are kind of an open book. And for you, it's just you're a little bit more mysterious to them, so they're not used to that. They're not used to kind of like having to ask questions or deal with that, or kind of trying to approach the other person, if that makes sense. They have people who in their life who are very like open book mentality, or kind of like share without a care, you know? And so for you, and maybe even you feel like that, maybe you feel like you are the type of person who shares really easily or really frequently, or, you know, but the thing is they don't see that. They still see kind of like a mystery with you. So there's some kind of block, or it might be circumstantial where you guys just maybe just don't know each other well for whatever reason, maybe not in the right place at the right time. But like I said earlier, I'm seeing more so that you guys are being kind of pushed together in weird little ways. Like you might kind of run into each other in different moments, or kind of see each other in different, like bridging different moments. So you might see them like in a parking lot somewhere and getting into their car and driving away. So you might barely see them or something. And that might make you kind of curious about them. Yeah, the universe is kind of putting them in your path as an option to kind of say like, you know what, if you want to kind of achieve, like if you want to make your dreams real with Spider Spirit over here, if you want to kind of get active on stuff that's in the back of your mind and you want to kind of bring that to light, bring that to reality, this is a perfect person to help you do that. Very, very cool. So I'm going to end the reading there. If you like this reading, please like or comment below. If you really like the reading, you can subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming more subscribers here on Cody Tarot. And I look forward to reading for you guys in the next video. And with that, we're going to move on to group 2 with the Septarian. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the Septarian stone. Such a cool looking stone. Interesting pattern to it as well. Yeah, let's get into your reading. So we have the cards over here that are going to represent you and them, and then kind of you guys coming together and the relationship as a whole. So let's get into it. So we have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. And we have Dove Spirit, be peace. For your tarot cards, we have the Empress, the Devil, Page of Pentacles, and Four of Swords. Yeah, so I forgot to mention this, but I'm not taking reversals in this reading. So we have Control, and we have Trust. And then we also have this says, take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. Okay. Okay, this is going to be kind of an interesting reading because it can go one of two ways depending on the nature of the relationship. And that's sometimes we get relationships like that in life where it's like, if we get with someone, sometimes it doesn't play out exactly one specific way. Sometimes relationships are destined to play out one way. Like relationships destined to be a success or destined to be a failure. This relationship is all about choices. So if you pick this pile, it's all about choices. And we see that right here with Take a Chance on Love. That's going to tie in the whole choice of this situation and going to kind of, is ameliorate the right word? Ameliorate kind of like the negative, aspects to what's going on, because this relationship just naturally, if you're not trying to work on it or work with this person, it can turn quite negative pretty quick. I'm actually not seeing quickly, I'm actually seeing slowly, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. It looks as if when I see this time to let go card, and especially paired with the Devil right here, this is talking about kind of like a sense of, and especially with this control, with this guy's gripping this arm like really hard, and this person's like kind of like that. There is an element that your focus on this person is too intense. And one of the things that we're seeing here is that in order to kind of like release some of this tension, you have to let go a little bit. And that's kind of one of the choices that we're making right here. If you hold on too tightly, this relationship can get really intense really quickly. Because this person, this dove spirit, if you think of doves, like and birds in general, you don't want to hold on to a bird too tightly or else you'll crush it, you know, but if you let it too loose, you'll let it fly away. And I definitely see there's an element here where you're noticing that this person with this dove spirit is very flighty or flying around, kind of like hard to catch. They're hard to keep a hold of. They're kind of always evading you, right? And so what I'm seeing here with groundhog spirit is you're kind of holding on. If you look at that heart right there, you're holding on to them, and you're a very grounded person. So it makes sense that you would do this because you're used to having like the things that you care about close to you. I can definitely see that in the right relationship, this is going to be considered very caring, very nurturing, very protective even to the other party. Some people like to be cared for. It's kind of like, I don't know why Casper's coming to mind where he says like, will you be mine? You know, it's kind of like, or I think he says never let go, something like that. I can't remember the line in Casper, but basically it's like, it's ironic because he's a ghost, right? And this person that you're kind of liking or you're attracted to has this kind of ethereal nature to them as well. But I'm definitely saying that like, it's important to make the relationship more successful to let go. But the relationship is actually pointing to me the direction of what would happen kind of if you didn't let go. So we're going to go into that real quick, and we'll backtrack and get the relationship if you take different steps to achieve it, basically. So the groundhog spirit, time to let go, and the Empress. You're coming into this relationship at a period of high self-esteem for yourself. Basically, you're feeling so good about yourself, so in love with yourself, and with the world as her belly right here. It's almost like you're kind of like have the abilities of like Mother Nature or the goddess or some kind of divine feminine being. It's almost like you're so powerful in your essence and your persona that like with this moon, with the gravity on the earth and stuff, it's just, there's a lot of celestial forces and factors at work, and you're just feeling really good about yourself. You're just feeling this high, intense self-esteem. You're feeling very beautiful. When you look in the mirror, you feel good about yourself. You feel good about your body. I'm definitely seeing that you really have this high, intense, amazing self-esteem right now. That's like really, really good, really, 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 really healthy, really, really passionate. It's interesting. We have the earth in her stomach and the moon up here, because I'm definitely seeing that, you could be being affected by the pull of the moon and the tides of basically, even though you're very grounded, you might still be affected by certain aspects of the moon at this current point in your life. So you might be feeling very good, but the full moon might have a specific kind of effect on you where you feel maybe a little uneasy during the full moon, or you feel a little unsettled. You might have a little bit of like stomach pain or something when the moon's at a certain point in, you know, certain times of the year and stuff like that. Even though you are very grounded and you're very like secure in yourself and your body image, you know, you still might have a little kind of thing like that going on. Now it's interesting with this other person with Be Peace. Here's the thing with this control card, you're almost coming at this situation with this element of like, first of all, really liking this person, but wanting to kind of like grab a hold of them or capture them or kind of, you know, hold on to them pretty tightly. You know, I see you as kind of seeing them as a little bit flighty, and your instinct, which is not like a wrong instinct. I think with the right person, this would be a perfectly correct thing to do, but is to ground them. You see them flying around and you think, I'm going to bring them back down to earth. I'm going to bring them back down to reality, or I'm going to kind of like get them back down onto this plane, you know, and this person kind of is just flying around trying to be, you know, peaceful. With some spirit, we have Be Peace. So this person's that you're attracted to is really peaceful, very, how do I explain it? There's very peaceful and lighthearted. They really trust you. Their first instinct is to really trust you, and they have like an open heart towards you right at the beginning. And with Four of Swords, this person's kind of in like a dreamy la la land. They're kind of like resting, recovering from a hard time in their life. They're really not looking for anything too serious or difficult or demanding. They're really just trying to recover and rejuvenate from whatever kind of experience they went through recently. With the dove spirit, especially with these wings spread so far open, this person is definitely enjoying the ability to fly around and just be wherever they want, whenever they want. kind of like a social butterfly, flitting from flower to flower, that kind of thing. Just really enjoying life and really trusting people. They have a renewed sense of kind of like self-esteem themselves. And it makes sense why you're attracted to them, because you also have this renewed sense of self-esteem. Even though yours is a little more grounded, it's like you both got epiphanies about your true nature, or kind of like what type of person you enjoy being, or what type of person you feel the happiest at, or have the highest self-esteem. And what we're seeing here is that with Groundhog Spirit and Dove Spirit, you're two opposite elements. We have a very grounded, rooted nature here, and a very flighty, flying around kind of nature here. So it's interesting how this kind of relationship happens. We even see some information with this hands, where one hand is like pulling another hand up, or one hand's pulling another hand down. And that's kind of like a little symbolism for what's going on in this connection. As you guys get closer together, with the Devil card, this kind of indicates a situation where you can kind of maybe get a little too I don't know if controlling is the right word. A little too focused on this other person, kind of almost like obsessed with them in a sense. Yeah, it takes the right person to find this kind of attitude like endearing, because the thing is the Devil card can be about like unhealthy habits or unhealthy attachments. But on the flip side, when it's with the right type of individual, it represents devotion and being devoted to someone and believing in them at all costs, and basically devoting yourself to that connection and that relationship. And that's what we see here, is you feel so devoted and connected to this person. And this person actually enjoys time, for the time being, the groundedness that you provide them. It's actually kind of like really nice to like see that. And that's where this card comes into play, Take a Chance on Love, where if you throw in a little bit of love into the situation, these two aspects where you guys are so different, or so you're both so secure in your own sense of identity that you've both recently discovered, and you really believe in that sense of identity. It's almost as if you really are happy with who you are. And then it's like you see this other person, and it's like, oh, that person's kind of like my opposite, or that person's a little bit different from me. And so you kind of go towards each other. So the relationship can work in one of two ways. It could get to the point where you get a little bit obsessive by them, and they feel a little, claustrophobic by you, basically. If you look at, I'm definitely saying they're not going to feel super claustrophobic, but see that vine tied around that foot right there? That's you kind of like holding them down a little bit. This person definitely also might have the idea that they could learn a lot from you, like a student type relationship, like they could learn certain things from you. But with Take a Chance on Love, it's really important to bring love into the situation, to be loving, to be kind, to be sensitive to this person. You don't want to kind of, with this Control card, this is like really intense, with this card like grabbing this hand right here. You don't want to kind of start controlling them like that. You don't want to end up to the point where you're like, you have to realize that they are this kind of like bird creature, right? I know these two images they don't seem to go together, right? Because on one hand, you have this kind of controlling nature, and then the other hand, you have this kind of like flighty, free-flowing bird, One thing also that I'm seeing is there could be a reversal or a switch where this person feels like you're lifting them up or grounding them, and then at the end they could start controlling you. And that's kind of what we want to avoid here, is because if you kind of get too controlling with them, in the long run they could start controlling you in small ways, shapes, and forms. And that would not be good, because at that point you would want to let go. As we see in this hand, you would almost want to let go, but they would still be like holding on. They'd still be holding on and grabbing you. And so it's kind of has this, with the Devil card, this relationship has kind of an obsessive nature to it on both ends. On one end, it could start with you wanting to kind of keep a hold of them and protect them and be loyal and devoted and kind of be there for them. And on the other hand, this could flip back onto you, and they could get obsessive towards you, and kind of really, when you're ready to let go, they get obsessive towards you. So there is a balancing act with this kind of relationship. Another thing with Page of Pentacles, I just noticed too, is this person seems to be balancing with her foot like this and holding the pentacle. She's balancing on this one foot. So the balancing act is really important. You don't want to get too much on one side of the equation versus the other. You don't want to be worried, like if you notice you're starting to think about this person pretty obsessively, like all the time, you're like, whoa, I just keep thinking about them. I'm like so focused on them. I don't know like how to make that go away. It's time to pull back. It's time to willingly pull back or find a new sense of balance. And one of the things that can help with this balance, with take a chance on love, when we love, our lives are changed forever. Think about just pure unconditional love. What would you do for someone that you already do love? Not this person. Don't think about this person just quite yet, because you're going to be having certain thoughts about them. It's going to be tricky to get into that mindset. But what would you do with the person in your life that you did love? How would you treat them? How do they treat you? What is the connection there? Are you controlling in that relationship? Probably not. Are you obsessed in that relationship? Probably not. So think about those things, what you would do in those types of relationships, and translate it to this person. Because I see in the beginning, this person really does trust you. They really do see you with a sense of like, they really are very open to the idea of like being with you. Yeah, you're both coming from a really solid place of high self-esteem. And the thing is, I don't want you both to ruin that. So that's why I'm also pointing out that I would give a warning to say that I wouldn't get into this relationship or try to get into this relationship if, you're not prepared to try to do the work to make it work, if that makes sense. This relationship is going to be a little bit more effort to make something happy or, how do I put this? Compatible result, just because even though both of you are very different, and sometimes that works in conjunction with each other, like you both can like be different and amplify your differences in a positive way. And I see that actually working for you guys. It's almost like you just don't want to go overboard with it, because I definitely see if you start to control them too much, they'll snap back and they'll start to control you. And that's where the airy nature conflicts with the earthy nature. And you kind of get kind of like a little bit of a swirling of conflict or something like that. Yeah, balance is really important with the Page of Pentacles, balancing on this mandala right here. There's a lot of images of a woman turning away her head and kind of falling into a sleep or a slumber. And this devil kind of, to me, seems very ethereal. This person might have a draw on your subconscious. So I would not worry too much if you're like, if you're kind of concerned about, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm so obsessed by this person, or I don't know why I want this person so bad. I don't know why I crave them or need them. It's kind of something that's being taken. It's something that's on your subconscious that's being relayed to this person. Mainly it's because both of you are so different, and you're also both so actualized. You're both so at this point where you're ready for some kind of relationship because you're both so connected and at yourselves. But the thing is because of that, it's having this effect on your subconscious. So it's kind of interesting how you can think, you're like at this really good place in life, or you're at this really happy point in life, and then you meet someone or you see someone and it can kind of unravel a little bit. And sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes, especially if you've been alone for a while, or you've kind of had kind of like just a really good run of things, you just don't want it to end. And so I just want to put that warning out there for you guys that if you do get into this relationship, it's going to take a little bit of work, a little bit of balance. You want to kind of also both pull back into your own respective corners. That gives this person a little bit more freedom to fly in their realm and with what they want, even though it might feel a little uneasy for you at first to kind of back away. Because from what we're seeing here is a person who wants to be close and committed and unified and merge heart and soul with their partner. And on the other hand, we have a person who just is kind of like a superficially engaged type of person. I guess that's the way to describe both of you. And so it's really, it's just a matter of choice. And this card is really the key point. And the key point for the balance here is take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. This might be a relationship that really transforms you, and you might learn a lot of lessons from it. That's what I'm also seeing here, is that once you come out the other end, if you say you get with this person and these things happen or something, or it doesn't work out or it does work out, you'll learn a lot from this connection. This relationship is kind of karmic in a sense, in that you'll be learning a lot from each other, and that it's kind of meant to enter your life or be at the point where you're both at your peak pinnacle, kind of like happiness or self-esteem, and then you're kind of like seeing the other one. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did like that reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick cards like this every so often, once every 1 to 2 weeks usually. And we're always welcoming new subscribers, so if you do decide to subscribe, welcome. Anyway, we're going to move on to group 3 with the Bumblebee Jasper. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Bumblebee Jasper right here. So let's get into your reading. One of the cards that flipped up upright right off the bat was the Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. And I was taking this card as you. So I just wanted to put that out there that this card was definitely wanted to be seen right away, where the other cards I drew them. So let's get into the reading. I'll flip over the other Animal Spirit Oracle card to represent your person. And we have Dragonfly Spirit, Truth Transcends Illusion. Let's see, and then as far as your tarot cards go, we have 4 of Pentacles, we have 10 of Pentacles, we have Queen of Swords, and we have King of Pentacles. It's interesting, they had 2 court cards over here for this person. Okay, so, and then for the Love Story Oracle cards, we have Soul Connection, and we have Patience. And then for your Love Story Oracle card, we have do something for someone, give your attention to another. Okay. Okay, let's get into your reading. So, first, the Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. This is a great place to be in when you are considering getting into a relationship with someone, or you are looking to connect with another person, because it shows that you're open to whatever is going to happen. So it's interesting that you picked this reading because you probably like this person. With Soul Connection here, it looks as if you believe you guys are soulmates, or you have some kind of connection with this person that's a deep connection. You know, Soul Connection also doesn't only just show up when you feel there's a soul connection, but when the other person is going to reciprocate this soul connection. So that's positive news for your reading so far. But with Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities, this is just showing that you're so open to different things that could happen, different possibilities that could happen with this person. And that's actually perfect for this person, because this person, on one hand, what we see here with Patience, I'm definitely getting the sense that this person's very busy. Like, this person kind of is a little impatient in their daily activities because they're so busy. They want things to happen so quickly for them because they have a lot to do. It's almost like with this hourglass right here, it's like they're running out of time. Like, they don't have enough time in the day to kind of get all the things done that they need to get done. And with do something for someone, I see that this person really does the most for the people in their life, where it says give your attention to another. This person also has 2 court cards, which indicates people in this person's life, like a lot of different people in this person's life. Although the aspects of the court cards I'm seeing more as representing them. So the cards are mainly wanting me to tell you about this person, their type of personality, or who this person is. Truth Transcends Illusion and King of Pentacles. This person's very book smart. If you look at this king and he's in that library with all those books and he has the pet wolf, and also paired with the Queen of Swords, who's a very kind of like straightforward type of person. And with this particular card, she has a high perspective on things. This person has a great, amazing perspective on the bigger picture. And it's interesting because with Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities, you're almost open to anything in the bigger picture. So it creates this wonderful pathway between both of you, or this world, this kind of world where you guys can both live in harmoniously. So with Truth Transcends Illusion with King of Pentacles, this person in a way is a realist based on the knowledge that they've accumulated. So based on the books that they've read, the information they've gleaned and gained from different things. With Truth Transcends Illusion, this person might be more interested in books on how things work, or scientific books, or things on the nature of, like, they might read something on the nature of relativity, or they might read something dealing with like engineering or something like that, just different like scientific type things. But also Truth Transcends Illusion, they might actually be able to read fantasy novels and stuff and find the truth or the message within those fantasy novels and bring those to light. So they're either like one of 2 types. They're either the type of person who's just purely understands and wants to study factual information and builds those into their idea of their conceptual framework of reality and how that reality operates, or they're the type of person who does that same exact thing but with fantasy novels. So they glean like lessons from stories or situations with the characters, and then they kind of build on like reality. They kind of relate that to reality, and as far as how the relationships in their lives work, and draw connections out of the lessons from the book into those stories about how their people in their real life work. Basically, this person's focused on building a framework for reality. The King of Pentacles also, I'm being drawn to an older interpretation I used to have of this card, where the King of Pentacles represents kind of like a teacher, and I'm especially seeing that with the Queen of Swords here, where her head's like kind of held up high and she's pondering. This person definitely thinks things through, and they have that bigger perspective on life, and they might be able to impart that wisdom or share that knowledge with others. With truth transcends illusion, this person really believes in teaching that truth or educating people with that truth. So be something for someone, give your attention to another. This person might not just be busy with like simple day-to-day activities, but might actually be busy trying to educate the people around them. They might have a few people who come to them for life lessons or trying to learn something from them, and they're always trying to impart that knowledge and wisdom to all these different people in their lives. So thus they're kind of like quite busy in that regard. Now it's interesting with here with Four of Pentacles, it looks as if before this connection is, starting to happen, or before you're also taking in the long term. Four of Pentacles can indicate saving money for a long-term connection. Same with Ten of Pentacles. It can represent longevity as far as like you saving for your family or your children or something like that. And I'm definitely saying that you're actually keeping your money and your resources like to yourself a little bit, and you're kind of like waiting to see what the go ahead is from this person, because it's like before this person entered your life, you were like, man, I don't, you were just kind of living your life like without any kind of cares. But now that this person's here, it's like, whoa, I got to start like, managing this stuff. I got to start taking care of myself. I got to start building kind of my inheritance or my livelihood. Like I have something to kind of live for now. I'm definitely seeing with this soul connection, you feel a very, very strong pull to this person on a soul level. And there's no mistaking that this is accurate, an accurate thing, that this person probably was a soulmate or is a soulmate in your current life, but also this person could have been a soulmate in a past life or someone you were with in many, many lives before this lifetime. With Ten of Pentacles, we're also seeing that here because Ten of Pentacles is a generational card. It's also about a lot of wealth and money and riches and having like being at the very end of your life with a lot of money, but it's also a generational card. It's not like the Nine of Pentacles, which is more of a solo card, which would show that you're building for yourself, you're building your future for yourself. But this is saying that you're building your future because you're starting to see the connections from your past to your future to even the future beyond that. And that's interesting with this person. You're kind of seeing them. Once again, it's interesting because these I've been reading the positioning of these cards facing away or towards the person as someone who is kind of focused on you or not focused on you. And both, we have two people who are focused away from this kind of your area. So this person might not notice you immediately, but I'm definitely seeing that this person's going to feel this soul connection. This card would not come out if this soul connection didn't exist between both of you. With patience, it's just asking that this person needs to have either patience with you or you have to have patience for them, because they're really doing the most for the people in their life. And it's interesting, I see that they're actually going to help you just like they help these people, right? With do something for someone, give your attention to another, they're actually going to start turning their attention towards you and helping you more as kind of very similarly to how they help these other people in their life. They're going to be starting to help you in that same way. So they're going to be using their kind of realistic, big picture mindset to kind of help you through some of the things in your life. And they find a willing student. They find someone who's open to understanding, open to learning, open to hearing them out, basically, with all these things. Because you're such an open book or an open mind, and you kind of, with this starfish, you're just kind of like ready to kind of listen to anything that comes in, they're going to find a willing student, and that's what's going to bond you and gonna kind of connect you two together. I'm definitely saying this relationship definitely has the potential for marriage. This with the Ten of Pentacles here, can be a card about like I said, longevity and family and relatives and stuff like that. This has the possibility to start and build something very, very strong and sturdy and foundational in both of your lives. And with the big picture, you both are going to be able to see further down the line in a very nice and easy way. It's almost like this person's going to understand what you're trying to achieve, and you're going to understand what they're trying to achieve. It's interesting because open to infinite possibilities, it's like your mind is an empty, open container, like an empty glass or an empty cup. And this person is just always filling their cup with water or whatever fluid you can imagine. I don't know why Harry Potter references are coming into this right now in my mind, but imagine they're filling this cup up with butterbeer, right? And it's like they're building all this knowledge. The water, the butterbeer is like this knowledge that they're having, basically, and you have this open container. And so when they meet you, they get to like pour some of their knowledge into you, and it fills you up, and it also lightens their load. It's this perfect kind of like the way you guys how do I put this? The way you discharge into one another is really compatible. So it could go in the other way too, or it could go in either way. It's like if someone has like an emotional tension or kind of like a negative experience, they can easily tell the other one and relieve that stress off their shoulders without the other one feeling burdened by it. Because where one person has an empty glass, the other person has a full glass. So there's always kind of that, imagine like the temperance card, when she's pouring the glasses, you know, the water in between the glasses. You know, it's kind of like that. It's a balance is basically what I'm trying to say. There's a balance that kind of like flows between both of you. And it is a flow, right? Because when one person gets overflowed, overfilling their cup, it flows into the other person quite nicely. With soul connection here, this is a really compatible relationship. You guys are both going to be able to see the big picture. That's something you're going to have in common. You're going to enjoy really learning from them, really enjoy learning all their book knowledge and their knowledge gleaned from reality. They're going to really enjoy that you're kind of like saving up for the future, that you kind of have the long haul, the long game in mind. It's interesting, Four of Pentacles can even be like an introverted card, like you're kind of hiding away from the other people, you know, so there might be something where they find that they can really take a break and relax with you away from the hustle and bustle of all the type of people they have to help from day in and day out. They really can just relax and chill with you. Overall, I'm seeing a very good, compatible relationship. And with do something for someone, I definitely think eventually they're going to start turning their energy to you. I don't think this person's very choosy about who they, you know, how do I put this? Who they help and who they spend time with. It's just with the patience card here, they have like a sense of, what's it called? You're kind of in a way you have to wait for them to kind of turn their attention to you, because they do like to help everyone and they do have a bigger picture of how those different actions that they're helping people with affect the bigger picture in the long run. But I'm definitely seeing once they start to help you, once they start to share their knowledge with you and you kind of learn from them, the chemistry is like really, really nice. Very, very good chemistry. Yeah, I think that's about it. So if you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like this reading, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick a cards like this once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, I really enjoyed reading for you. We're going to move on to group 4 with the Sunstone. Hey, group 4, this is if you picked the Sunstone crystal. So pretty cool crystal. I think the white is in it is like feldspar and stuff. So one of the cards that flipped out right away in your reading was Elephant Spirit, Learn from the Past. And this is representing your person or the person you're thinking about. So this kind of flipped out right away. So this might be an important thing to know right off the bat. But with that said, let's get into your reading. Your card is represented here by Butterfly Spirit, Transformation is Beautiful. And then we have your tarot cards, which are Two of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, that's an interesting dynamic. Okay, so, and then we're gonna have over here, we have the, Love Story Oracle card. We have Differences right there. And then for these ones, we have Healing. And I'm not taking reversals, so we have Rest and Relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. This is an interesting one because for most of the readings we had people who were picking piles based on them being interested in someone else, kind of like looking at someone from a certain vantage point or whatever, and them not really noticing the other person. This is interesting because this person has approached you, or they will be approaching you. And what I'm seeing here is with the Differences card, you kind of are seeing them as kind of this kind of like person who's like too different for you, or too, it's like, how are we even going to get along, you know? Because with the flames both being burnt out, it almost looks like it's going to be burdensome in order to get into this situation with this person. It's almost like they're kind of not going to light your spark, light your fire. We see that they do in the long run once you guys get to know each other. But it's like, at first you're like, okay, this is not even going to be a thing. You know, with Butterfly Spirit over here with Transformation is Beautiful, we see that you've kind of gone through somewhat of a transformation recently. And it's interesting because that's kind of the mindset that this person kind of views you as. They kind of view you with this Healing card and the Queen of Pentacles facing this way. They view you as kind of like someone who can help transform them into a different person. But we also have Learned from the Past, Elephant Spirit. They see you as someone who's going to help them kind of learn from their own mistakes and kind of help them through this healing process. We see you right off the bat in this connection with the differences card. It seems like you're somewhat busy or someone kind of like active, similar to the last pile for the person that they were attracted to. It's almost like you're just focused on keeping your priorities afloat. There's also not a lot of like extra stuff in this card. So you might have like narrowed down your priorities to quite like a few simple things. And you're kind of just simply focused on those simple priorities. And you're not really focused on bringing anything new into your life. This person is very attracted to you and they have like a grounded way of going about it. With the Queen of Pentacles, the fact that they're holding on to this pentacle loosely, they're not really like attracted to you in like a really intense way, or they're not looking for any kind of like, they're not looking to really try to control you or anything like that. They're really looking for like a really relaxed, grounded kind of activities with you. And they're kind of eyeing you because they're like, man, I have this wound in my heart with the healing card. And I just kind of I think this person can help me heal it. To them, you seem like someone who is fully transformed, fully functional with the butterfly spirit, fully actualized, fully in your power. And they're just really like admiring that. And they think that you can help them. They kind of see you as someone who can kind of like be able to show them the light or show them the way. It's interesting. We have some combinations things too. So it's almost like you're noticing this person too, and they're noticing you. So with these two cards on the outside, looking at each other, this person looking down, closing their eyes, this person closing their eyes. It's almost like you're both noticing each other on like kind of like a slowly kind of like subconscious type of way. Where you're kind of like drawn to each other, but you're not really taking it too seriously. I mean, for you, your perspective is like nothing can come of this. There's too many differences. You know, I'm probably just watching this pick a card to just see, you know, what, if anything, you know, what they even want from this, like what I should do with this situation, because they're kind of coming towards me, you know? And so you're kind of like looking at them kind of like, well, maybe, but you know, there's just too many differences and stuff. And they're kind of looking at you like, oh, they could really heal me or kind of help me recover from these past mistakes that I've dealt with. And then it's interesting, as soon as you light up and you realize the connection, when you guys start forming a connection, you start getting really playful with this Knight of Wands energy. And with all these fires, if you look at the differences where the matches are burnt out and the flames in this Knight of Wands card right there, and there, kind of like lighting up in the background, they really light you up and you instantly realize like, whoa, we are not that different. Like we have some similarities. There is a spark here. There is some kind of connection here. And well, I just got head tingles. Anyway, they really like that, but it's interesting. As soon as they see that side of you, they go into this kind of like defensive mode where I don't know if they think it's too good to be true or they're just kind of like toying with you, I guess is the best way to put it. It's all like done in playful fun, right? But they're kind of like, okay, now that I've got your attention, I'm going to turn away. Like that's kind of how their vibe is right here. They're like, I'm going to turn away, and you know, it gives them like all these different ideas for the connection, right? It's almost like the playfulness and the excitement that you guys had or that you guys kind of created in this connection has this beautiful like thing, like a factor on them where they kind of like turn away and they start to get all these ideas about their healing process and about different ideas for life and stuff. And they're kind of thinking on this like intellectual place of like what this kind of means for them. And they kind of have to turn away to process it all. So on one hand, it's like a flirting mechanism where they're like, I like you, but I don't. But I like you, but I don't. You know, and you're just like, whoa, this is kind of fun. And you're like, I like you, but I don't. I like you, but I don't. And so you kind of have this element of like this like kind of nice like deep flirtation between both of you and really positive flirty connection. They're really learning a lot and they're actually finding the healing process quite enjoyable. And I don't even know if you're trying to heal them or realizing you're healing them, but through you having fun and realizing your kind of chemistry with this person, you kind of start to like make jokes and make light of certain things and have like a more playful attitude. And that helps them get over a lot of the stuff going on. It leads them away from this Queen of Pentacles, this grounded energy, this really like solid type of thing. And you are in a Pentacles energy too, actually, with the Two of Pentacles, but it leads them into the Swords and Wands energy where you have more of a combustible energy about both of you, where you're more like fiery and playful and they're more like intellectually and stimulated and like having a lot of different thoughts about the whole thing. Now it's interesting, we also have rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. And that's really important here because what I'm seeing here with this type of relationship, what it would be like to be with them, you guys could burn each other out. Fire and air energy together is like kind of combustible and creates kind of a chemistry right away, but it could fizzle out kind of easily. It would pull you back into both of your kind of like earthy selves. So what I'm seeing is that it is important to take, even though this relationship's going to be a lot of fun, it's important to take some breaks from each other and take a little bit of time for each of you to rest and relax in your own kind of environment. And I think in the relationship too, if you guys were to get together, you guys would really encourage each other to do that. You would be able to see when the other person needs some rest or some time away, you know? Yeah, I'm definitely seeing this person with the Knight of Wands and this person playing the drum. They bring out this musicality in you. And because of the drum beat, it also kind of is, drums are kind of like signified to like the beat of your heart, right? The beat of a drum kind of represents the blood pumping in your heart. And so this person really gets your blood pumping, it gets your blood flowing. What you thought was going to be a stale and stagnant relationship with this person is not going to be like that. It's going to be more intense in the sense that you're going to be having a way more playful, fiery nature than you thought you would. Yeah, quite interesting. Quite a healthy relationship, I would say. Like you guys are going to both have a very healthy relationship. It's just important to take that rest and relaxation if you do decide to pursue this person, or if, you know, this reading is what would it be like to be with them. So even if this person's like a celebrity or something, now you know what it would be like to be with them, how that would go. All right, well, I'm going to end the reading there. If you like the reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like this reading, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I post pick cards like this once every once in a while, once every 1 to 2 weeks. With that said, we're going to move on to the 5th group with the Ruby Fuchsite. Hey, group 5, this is if you picked the Ruby Fuchsite right there. There's a little ruby thing right in the middle of it. I don't know if that's actually ruby or something else, but it's called Ruby Fuchsite. Okay, so we had 3 cards flip out right off the bat when I was shuffling the cards that flipped out where I didn't have to draw them. They just kind of flipped out automatically. We have Cow Spirit, The Miracles Are Endless, and Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. We also have Love Who You Are, which says you are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So let's pull over your other cards and see what else you got in this reading. So we have 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Death and Rebirth, and Judgment. Then we have over here, we have Fear and Gifts. It's kind of some interesting energy right there. Okay, let's get into your reading. So let's see. First, we have Cow Spirit and Panther Spirit. There is kind of I want to cover the Fear card first, because it looks as if you are working on some projects, you're working on some things that are kind of coming along smoothly or coming along nicely, but you're worried they're going to be a little bit upset by the kind of this person's energy coming in. It looks as if this Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power, is in a really good place, but panthers are predators and cows are, in this case, prey. Like a panther would kill the cow and eat it, right? And that's kind of the fear here is like, okay, this person, what would it be like to be with this person? Because I'm a little scared of them. I'm not quite sure what their vibe is. I'm not quite sure what I would be getting myself into. There is a little bit of fear, a little bit of sense of like awkwardness, or even like if this is a romantic situation, there's a little bit of shyness about like what this person's like. As far as like what they could, like, I don't want to say what they could do to you. It's just more like, what is their vibe? Like, are they too intense for me? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Is this person too intense for me? Are they too powerful for me? And with Reclaim Your Power, this person is definitely sitting in their power. This person is like really powerful in a sense. They're just like, yeah, they're pretty powerful. So you're right to like kind of feel this way because it looks like you've been working very solidly on very long-term projects of kind of like a rooted, grounded nature. This could be being in school for a long while or being in a work environment for a long while or working on like crafts or art projects or building up an inventory in a business, anything like that. You've been working on it for quite some time and you're really wanting it to grow and to flourish and to operate very well. With this woman right here, we see her, she has all these tools at her disposal at this altar, and we see the cycles of the moon just indicating time going by. And it's kind of like you've been really working really hard. It's taken you a long time to cultivate what's going on in this situation. for you, and you don't want any of that to get messed up. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this, is like, you don't want to mess up your routine. You don't want to mess up the structure. You don't want to mess up the day ins and day outs of what's going on in your life, because it's almost like you've got a really good thing going on. And so you're seeing this person, you're a little scared of them. Either you have a crush on them and you're a little worried, like, oh, I don't know, like, you're probably expecting the worst, is what I'm seeing, is you're probably expecting the worst. Like, okay, this person's probably going to be, mean to me, or this person's probably going to like hurt me. It's kind of going to set me back in my projects and my goals. I'm not going to be able to get my work done, or the things that I need to get done and finished. This person, Panther Spirit, is actually in a place with really impeccable judgment. And that just means that what they're choosing for their life right now is gonna be in their best interest and in the best interest of those around them. And especially with gifts here, you have to think of this person. I know it's a little scary because this person's probably really intimidating, but this person is being presented to you as a gift. This person, if you got into this relationship, they would be a gift in your life. With the miracles are endless with Cow Spirit, and just the fact that this cow is adorned with so many like flowers and beautiful things on it. With the miracles are endless, this is just basically saying that the things that have been going well in your life aren't just going to stop now because something that seems scary is coming along. Something that in your past seems scary is coming along. That's not really going to stop the miracles. With this gift person, this person is very powerful, right? But with love who you are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. This is just saying that you are deserving of these gifts. You are deserving of this person. This person is going to be good for you. This person probably will be good for you. The thing is, they have really good judgment right now. So I'm not seeing so much that they're going to be hurting you at all, even though they possibly could, because they're in such a powerful position and they're kind of that kind of, with a panther type animal, they're kind of predator, kind of vibe going on. They do have that good judgment. They do have that amazing judgment to see what is not working. So if they do hurt you, it's because they know that they're hurting you. Their judgment is impeccable, right? With death and rebirth, they're coming at you to try to get you to change a direction or to change course. And what we're seeing is they're basically trying to just open up new possibilities for you and let you close one door, one chapter in your life. So there probably is something going on in your life that you want to end, or you need to end, or you kind of want to prune the plant. See, we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and I'm thinking of pruning a plant. Like, for example, like you might have some dead branches on your proverbial growing tree, right? And you need to prune off different branches. You're just not quite sure how. This person is gonna come into your life to prune those branches, or that's what the relationship would entail if you decide to get into this relationship. This person would kind of prune those branches off of your tree and kind of keep it fresh and growing freely. Yeah, if this is a romantic relationship, I don't see it lasting to that long. Even though with the Seven of Pentacles, this is kind of a longevity card or an investment card, but this is just showing that once those branches are pruned, your garden's going to grow even more than before. So all the projects that you're working on, that's not going to end. All the stuff that you've been building towards, that's not going to end. You're going to keep building. It's just they're going to come in and prune little things here and there with that project that you're working on to kind of get that project to go in a more growth-oriented direction. If you're not working on a specific practical project, like I mentioned with the examples before, this could just indicate the fact that you're working on yourself, you're having more self-esteem, building yourself up, and this person's going to come and prune away those aspects of yourself that are kind of holding you back. With Death and Rebirth is a transformation card. This is big changes that are going to last for, within this lifetime, basically. So if they do something that's going to change you now, it's going to change you until your death, until you pass on. You're going to have these things in effect with you for that long. Because they have such impeccable judgment, they're in a really good place to do this for you, is what I'm seeing. And they kind of want to provide this gift for you. They're in a really highly spiritually evolved place. I know they seem scary or they seem kind of scary because they might be either intimidating or seem too good to be true, or seem like they might even take advantage of you at some points. For some of you, that's only going to be for some of you, but because they have this intimidating factor, you might be a little terrified that they might take away all your hard work or what you've worked on for yourself. So that might be where some of the fear is coming in. But with love who you are, we're going back into this situation right here with The fact that for some of you, you could be working on yourself. It might not be a practical project that you're working on, like the examples I listed, but with love who you are, this is like trying to get you to love who you are and grow this plant into a big, strong kind of tree, right? And this person's going to come in and with their kind of like good judgment and everything, they're going to come in and like let you know and prune away the parts of yourself that you're trying to keep like at bay, because look at this cow spirit. They have like flowers around them, like multitude of different flowers of feather, all these different flowers. And you're trying to want to keep that garden that's growing around you and in you. You want it to be pure and growing. You want to get the weeds out. And this person's coming in to help you with that and get those weeds pruned out. Or at least that's would be the relationship. This would be a very healing, transformative relationship. I'm definitely saying you guys would have a good, chemistry in that realm. They would help you transform yourself and your personality. They would really get you to love who you are as a person. It says you are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. And I'm thinking of the word offering or gift, what we see over here. This is a gift from the universe, and the universe is coming at you with this person. So this person can kind of help you grow and be a better you. They want you to kind of grow. The universe is at this, they're very proud of you, first of all, for doing all this work. I mean, you've been at it for quite a long time. Whatever you're working on for yourself, you've been at it for quite a long time, and you're doing a really good job of it. This scary thing that's coming in, it's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be something that's going to help you. So I would not worry too much about that. And just enjoy it. There is no reason. You still can, if you feel like your fear is justified and you still want to pursue this, if you want to pursue this relationship and you want to still be careful, feel free to be careful. This person with the judgment card is going to take their time and basically be nice to you every step of the way. I know it's scary because it's like there's this understanding that this person could just kind of like take you out with the Panther spirit. They could kind of be that person to you, but they're actually coming at it from a really strong sense of judgment. They know where they're at in their life and where they're going with their life, and they know how they can help others and where others can go in their life too. All right, I think that about covers it for this relationship. If you decide to get into a relationship with this person, what would it be like if you were with them? Anyway, so if you like that reading, you can like or comment below. If you really like the reading, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here on Cody Tarot. I really enjoyed reading for you. With that said, that was the last group. We're gonna end the readings there, and I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Bye.